Hello everyone, I'm Bingjur. Welcome back to another video. So if you have realized, I have changed from Microsoft Whiteboard to Mural because I have found out that Microsoft Whiteboard is the culprit that freezes my laptop every single time. So I got fed up and I decided to try on Mural. So I'm apologize first if because I'm not really used to this Mural. I literally just downloaded it like a few minutes ago. So yeah, in this video, I'm gonna be talking about simultaneous equations and how you're gonna solve them. But before that, I will need to bring you on from the basics first. All right. From the basics where we are gonna solve linear equation with only one unknown. All right. So what does it mean like solving linear equations with one unknown? It's literally like let's say for example, y is equals to 3x plus 1 when x is equals to 2, find y. All right. So in this part here, you are given x is equal to 2, which means this whole equation had only one unknown, which is y, and you have to find y. So y is equals to 3 times 2 plus 1, which gives you y is equals to 7. It's just that easy. But now we are talking about something called simultaneous equation. All right. So what is a simultaneous equation? All right. Simultaneous equation. All right. Simultaneous equation means that from the given number of equations, you have to solve the unknowns. All right. So there's one thing I need to take. I want you to take note is the number of equations. All right, must be more or equals to the number of unknowns. All right, in order for the simultaneous equation to be solved. All right. For example, if you have two unknowns, you need at least two equations in order for you to find out both unknowns. Three unknowns, three equations, and so on. So I'm gonna bring you on to a little bit of example here. So I'm gonna start with simultaneous equation with two unknowns. All right, two unknowns. And the example I have here is x plus y is equals to 1 and 3x plus 2y is equals to 5. All right. So from here, we're going to find out what is x and y because from the first part here, we know that if we have two unknowns, we need at least two equations. So the unknowns here are x and y. All right. So in order to start to solve simultaneous equation, we have 1 and 2. We got to name our equations 1 and 2. All right. And then there are two methods to solve a simultaneous equation. Method number 1, we call it the elimination method. All right. What do you mean by elimination method? It's we from two equations, two unknowns. All right. From the number of equations and the number of unknowns, we will reduce it to number of equations minus 1 and number of unknowns minus 1. All right. By elimination. What does it mean? All right. So from two equations and two unknowns by elimination method, we're going to reduce it to one unknown and one equation. All right. So from here, you can choose to eliminate x or y. All right. So for example here, I'm going to say eliminate x. All right. So say we choose to eliminate x. So from the above here, you can see in order to eliminate x, by simple math, you know that 3x, you need to minus 3x in order to eliminate the x, all right? Because 3x minus 3x is equal to 0. So what you need to do is you need to multiply 3 into equation number 1. So from 1, if you multiply 3 into 1, you will get the first one is 3x plus 3y is equals to 3. And this become your equation number 1. So the equation number 2 here is 3x plus 2y is equals to 5. All right. and this is equation number 2. So what you will need to do now is to subtract, all right, any of them. So it's either 1 minus 2 or 2 minus 1. So I will just do 1 minus 2. You will get 3y minus 2y is equals to 3 minus 5. All right, this 2 has been cancelled out through the subtraction. Therefore, you will get y equals to negative 2. And by subbing y into equation number 1 or equation number 2, it's your choice, we will get x minus 2 is equals to 1. Therefore, x is equals to 3. Right? So you will get your answer right here. So this is by the first method, elimination method. You can choose to eliminate y. So you will need to multiply 1 with 2, and then you subtract the equations, and it's the same process down there. You're going to get x here, and you need to sub x into either of the equations, and you will get y. All right. So now the second method here is called the substitution method. All right. Method number 2. Method 2. All right. It's called the substitution method. All right. What do you mean by substitution? Substitution is we will sub one of the unknowns in terms of the other unknown into the second equation. All right. It might sound a little bit weird here, but let's copy down the same thing. Equals to 1. 3x plus 2y is equals to 5. This is the second equation. So from the first equation, you can choose to make x the subject or make y the subject. All right. So here I chose to make x the subject. So I will move y to the right hand side. All right. And then sub equation number 1 into equation number 2. So by doing this, you will sub 3 bracket 1 minus y plus 2y is equals to 5. All right. So from the last video where I talked about expansion, all right, we know that this will gives you 3 minus 3y plus 2y equals to 5, and therefore you will get 3 minus y is equals to 5, and if you rearrange it, you will get y equals to negative 2. And then the same progress, you will need to sub the y back into equation any of the equation, but since you have made x the subject here, you can just straightly sub into 1. Therefore, you will get x is equals to 1 minus y. Therefore, is equals to 3. All right. So both method actually gives you the same answer. So it actually depends on your personal preference on which method you would like to use. For example, I would prefer elimination method more because I don't know. I just feel like elimination feels better for me. So yeah, this is with two unknowns. All right. So now I will bring you on to the example of having 3 unknowns. All right. Okay, so now simultaneous equation with 3 unknowns. All right. From the first part, we know that the number of equations must be more or equals to the number of unknowns. So which means for 3 unknowns, we will need at least 3 equations in order to be able to solve them. So I have prepared an example here, x plus y plus z equals to 3. I don't know why it's z, by the way. I just call it z all the time, but I don't know. 2x plus y plus 2z is equals to 9. And lastly, you have 3x plus 3y plus 5z is equals to 19. Alright, so this looks like a very complicated one, but we will solve it one by one. So first step, we will name all our equations 1, 2, and 3. So from here, it's actually preferred to use elimination method more because it is actually easier. All right. So from here, we will first want to eliminate x. All right. So from 3 unknowns, we will eliminate into 2 unknowns. All right, with 2 equations, and at last we will eliminate to 1 unknown and 1 equation. All right. So this is the plan of how to reduce 3 simultaneous equations to get all the answers. All right. So from here, first thing, if you want to eliminate x, so we will take 1 and 2. So we know that 1 must multiply with 2. Therefore, you will get 2x plus 2y plus 2z is equals to 6. Oh, so I can do this, isn't it? Oh, no, not this. It's the one below. All right, I get it. So now you see that both 2x is the same, so we will use 1 minus 2. Therefore, we will get y equals to -3, like right straight away. So, and then for if we compare the third and the first equation, okay, 3 and x, so we need to multiply equation 1 with 3. All right, so from here, we need to multiply. If we multiply 1 multiply 3, you will get 3x plus 3y plus 3z is equals to 9. All right, so if we compare 3 and 3, we will just need to minus both of them. All right, so 3 minus 1. All right, you will get 5z minus 3z, you will get 2z is equals to 10. All right, then you can solve that z is equals to 5. All right, so at last, after you have get both y and z, you will need to sub y and z into equation number 1, which gives you x plus y plus z is equals to 3. All right, and from here you can solve that what x is equals to 1. All right, so this is how you solve simultaneous equation. This is definitely an easier version because I never expected it to be, like we can minus two unknowns actually. So I will try to look for more examples, and I'll post it in Instagram, and that will be a harder one, that you will have like at least 6 or 7 equations before you can solve to the final answer. All right, so this is simultaneous equation with 3 unknowns. All right, so I'm gonna continue to the next part. So I will have an example of solving, all right, solving simultaneous equations relating to linear and quadratic. All right, so before this, I will need to introduce to you what are the difference between linear and quadratic. All right, so first thing we have here, uh y is equals to ax plus b. This is called a linear equation. All right, because it's a straight line. All right, so this represents a straight line. All right, and next we have y equals to ax squared plus bx plus c, and this is called a quadratic equation because this represents a curve. All right, this represents a curve. So it's not linear anymore as suggested from the name. This is called a quadratic. And we have a lot more plus cx plus d, and this is called cubic, and so on. All right, and I will cover this more on the future video, where there's one video we need to talk about the graphs. All right, so when there are simultaneous equations for linear and quadratic, I have an example here, all right, which is y is equals to x plus 1 and x squared plus y squared is equals to 13. All right, so how do you solve this kind of simultaneous equations? And by inspecting, you will definitely know that you will need to use substitution method. And in fact, when there are simultaneous equation which has linear and quadratic equations, you will usually need to use substitution method. So the first we will name our equations 1 and 2, and then we will substitute equation 1 into equation number 2. Right, so it's important for you to actually write this so the examiner knows what you are doing. All right, so from 2 here, you will get x squared plus y squared, which is x plus 1 as defined from the first equation, is equals to 13. All right, so from the first video, I have explained on how to expand the brackets, especially with a plus b squared with the shortcut mode. So by the shortcut mode, a square plus 2ab plus b square. All right. Why is this so? All right. Plus b square is like this, and by simplifying, you will get plus 2x plus 1 minus 13 is equals to 0. So if you further simplify it, you will get this minus 12 is equals to 0. All right. No, I need to erase this. Okay. And then from the last video, we need to factorize the common factor out. So we have the common factor as 2. We will factorize it out. Minus 6 is equals to 0. And therefore, you will get this is equals to 0. So from here onwards, you will need to solve for x. All right. You will need to solve for x by using the few methods that I will bring out on the next video. So from this video case, we will get x plus 3 and x minus 2 is equal to 0. I'll explain this in the next video. All right. So from here, we get that x plus 3 is equal to 0 or x minus 2 is equal to 0. And therefore, x is equals to negative 3, x is equals to 2. So x can have two answers because from the above here, all right, as you see, for the same answer of y, we have two x's. All right, so this is something that something that works with a quadratic one. All right, so from here, x is equals to negative 3 and 2. So we will continue here. When x is equals to negative 3, you sub x into equation 1. All right, so y will be equals to negative 3 plus 1, which gives you negative 2. And when x is equals to what's the other one, x is equals to 2, all right, y is equals to 2 plus 1, which is equals to 3. All right, so there are two sets of answer when it comes to linear and quadratic simultaneous equations. So this is something that you need to take note. So yeah, with that being said, this marks the end of this video. We have seen a lot of different types of simultaneous equations, and I hope you guys will know how to do it. And yeah, stay tuned for the next video, which I will talk about how the different ways to factorize a quadratic equation and solve them to get answer. Yeah, stay tuned and I'll see you guys next time.